What's going on? HZCD in the building. What's up, man? We're just getting starting here. Getting started. If I can speak, I think you guys are the first people I've spoken to all day. We'll let people come in as they, shit, dude. I'm chilling like a villain, man. All is well. All is well in my world. I cannot complain. What's going on, Dylan? Welcome to the live stream, guys. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. What's going on? Did you guys see Goldberg is back? How do we feel about that? Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre. I don't know. Honestly, myself, I'll be honest, I don't really care for it. I would rather see him fight like Sheamus or something like that. Current favorite WWE wrestler. I was really feeling Keith Lee for a little while, but I feel like, I don't know, something's there. Sometimes I feel like leaves a wrestler once they leave NXT, and I feel like that happened to Keith Lee too, and I don't know why it happens. I'm like, why? I don't get it. But I wanted to say Keith Lee until probably Raw, honestly. Female. And I know a lot of people have their feelings on this, but I think I would have to go with Charlotte. I feel like Charlotte always kills it. She doesn't disappoint. And I know a lot of people are like, Charlotte again? Come on. But yeah, definitely Charlotte for sure. For sure. Kevin Owens and Liv Morgan. Dylan, I have to ask you why. Why both of those? I mean, and I'm not saying that, there's anything wrong with it. Just curious as to why they're your favorites. No problem at all. No problem. See, we only have a couple of people in here so far. I'm sure that'll change. So yeah, Dylan, why are those two your favorite right now? I'm curious. You know what? I feel like my screen's a little cloudy. Fix that up there. We don't need that. It's funny, the last live stream I did, there was like 200 and something people. And now this one's like 2. Crazy how that can happen. But then again, I was told, I think the last live stream, some people were like, oh, it wasn't popping up for me. So let's see here. Maybe I will just share this just in case. We live. There we go. Liv has improved a lot, and her character's a bit messy, but she has definitely great moveset. I agree. Kevin Owens over. Yeah, listen, I agree with everything you just said, actually. I feel like Liv Morgan definitely has a lot of potential. She has a great look. She has a great moveset, like you said. And I think she's someone that we'll see her have more success as time goes on. Kevin Owens is very, very good. Like I said, I wasn't really asking to judge you on your picks. I was really just curious. What's going on, JJ? Welcome to the live stream. How's it going? Mark Sniper in the building. Underrated Mike. Here we go. Now people are starting to come in. I was told before that sometimes it doesn't let people know when the live stream starts. So it's funny. We're almost 5 minutes into this live stream. You guys are just rolling in. So I guess YouTube was a little delayed in letting you guys know that this was happening. So what's going on? We have Underrated Mike in the building. Tinky Winky. Also Bianca. Yeah, Bianca Belair, I think, has a lot of potential. I know there's quite a bit of people that are pushing for her to win the Royal Rumble. I feel mixed on that. I feel like maybe it's not her time yet. It's just a pinch too early. I was out of town. It didn't give me any notification. Yeah, a lot of people said that they were not getting notifications about live stream. So I actually just shared it just in case. Yeah, no, that's okay. It's all right. It's been, whatever. It is what it is. What's going on? Who else introduced? Sammy B in the house. Frugal Faction. Yes. Spades. Yeah. Who else do we have here? Justin Rodriguez in the building. Yeah, no, it's okay. Notifications were late. But if you are just joining, don't forget to Hulk smash that like button like it owes you money. I am the cheapest wrestler, if you guys did not know that. And yes, as Time Traveler just said, it is time to make some freaking change. Uh-oh, Tino. Oh, finally back after a long break from YouTube with the super chat. We are starting this early. All right, Tino, what's going on, man? Tino 16. I appreciate the super chat, man. So if you have any questions that I can answer for you or anything that you want to talk about, you get top priority. So let me know. Let's see. Am I okay? So yes, I am returning to the ring. That's been the talk, man. I am returning to the ring. I finally announced it yesterday. Drop. We hit 6K on this channel, which was super, super dope. Hit 6K, and I gave you guys the reveal. The cheapest wrestler in the world is returning to the ring, and I'm returning to the ring as the cheapest wrestler, which is crazy, right? Which is crazy. I've never done that before. I've never wrestled as the cheap wrestler. I am a cheap person, but I never had the gimmick of being a cheap wrestler. You know what I mean? Like I never had that as a gimmick. So I'm very, very excited creatively to see where this goes. Professionally, yeah, there's a lot of big things coming. But I'm really stoked. I'm really stoked. All right, what else do we have here? Bat Gabriel in the building. Mike. Let's see. Charismatic Enigma's here. London's here. Hello from the UK. What's going on, London? All right, so let me back up a little bit here and answer some of your questions. Like I said, if you're just entering, don't forget to smash that like button like it owes you money. And this is the it's the live stream, man. This is number 24. 24. I feel like, before I know it, we'll be at 100. That'll be crazy. All right, so let's see. Let's see. What do we have here? My picks to win the Royal Rumble. Okay, so ideally, I think the people that I think should win the Rumble. At first, I wanted to say Bianca, but I feel like she's just too new to the main roster. You know what I mean? So for her to win, unless they really do a lot of building with her and Sasha, which they could, potentially, maybe she'll win the Rumble and then they'll start the build. But some other potential people, the one person that I would love to see, and this might surprise people, is Alexa Bliss. I feel like if Alexa Bliss won the Rumble with this character, I'd be curious to see how they play it. So that's who my pick is. That's what I would like to see win the Royal Rumble. And it's been a while since she's been in the championship picture. You know what I mean? Tinky Winky wants to know, what did I mean when I said yesterday's video was short but impactful? All I can say is, actually, I can't really say too much about that. It was just an impactful video. That's all. If I was over 18 with a college and not high school account, then I would donate. I appreciate that, JJ. Listen, I understand, man. All is good. Thomas Bailey in the building. What's going on? Time Traveler says, I'm still surprised most of the community voted for Matt Rivera instead of Saxon, but it is what it is. So, a lot of people loved my number one attraction gimmick, but I feel like the majority of the world wants to see the cheapest wrestler succeed. A lot of people felt like the cheap wrestler, when he auditioned in front of Kurt Angle, Chris Sabin, Magnus, that he never got his retribution, never got his revenge. He needs to come back. He needs to do it better. He needs to show why he belongs at the top. So I feel like the cheap wrestler has more to prove than the number one attraction. If that makes sense. Let's see. Beer Money or Motor City Machine Guns? Ooh, I think I'd have to go with Beer Money. London says, what are my plans for the future? All right. Brian Garcia in the building. London, I actually do want to answer that question. So let me answer it right now. I'll answer it right now. The future. So I said in my video that I'd be returning to the ring in the fall 2020, right? But I'm starting to train this week. I'm going back to train now. I'm planning to have my return match in the fall. But wrestling, I'm starting wrestling this week. We're starting this new year right. It's the new year, baby. It's the new year, baby. The cheap wrestler is getting back in the ring. I'm doing my damn thing. Let's go. I'm not playing around here, man. Come on. Come on. Mark Sniper says, I thought Raw's Legend Night was disappointing. I agree. Listen, I have respect for all of the legends, but it's, no pun intended, it's old. It's old. We've been through the song and dance before. Yeah, Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania. I get it, but after a while, it's like, Same old, same old. You know what I mean? Thomas says Baron Corbin versus the Great Khali, most boring match in history. That's hilarious. Yep, Sammy B in the house says charismatic enigma. Let's see, impactful cough cough. I see what you did there. The Fiend is in the building. Mac Pack, you do need it. You what? London says roses are red, violets are blue. You are cheap, but what can we do? What can we do, right? Can't wait until fall. I believe your career will be amazing. Yep. So fall, again, just in case you're just joining, fall is when I plan on having my return match, my official return match. But right now, today, well, not today, Thursday, I'll be returning to the ring to train, and which I'm so stoked for, to start my training again. I waited a long time. I really sat on it because of COVID-19. Now, let me backtrack a little bit because I know so many people have questions, and I really want everyone to understand this. I have a disease called Crohn's disease, and the medication that I was on made my immune system drop. So I've been a little more cautious than the average person. I just spit, you guys. So I felt like Triple H. I've been more cautious than the average person because I have a lowered immune system. So if you have been following me on social media, you probably know that I had been in and out of the hospital recently. It's because I changed my medication. I changed my medication just so I can go back in the ring, so I can change it to something that wouldn't affect my immune system. Of course, that doesn't make me immune to COVID-19, but it does help my chances of not getting it. So I changed my whole medication just so I can return to wrestling. But I feel like it's a really big deal, especially now. I'm tired of waiting. I'm feeling anxious. I feel restless. I'm ready to do the damn thing, and I feel like I feel like it's incomplete. Like I didn't finish what I needed to do. I feel like there's more to do in the wrestling world for the cheapest wrestler in the world. And yeah, we're just getting started, baby. It's time for change, man. It's time for change. Time to make change is what I should say. Time to make change. All right. Nah, Time Traveler, I'm not joining Retribution. I could definitely give that one. Thomas wants to know, was I a fan of Paul London and Brian Kendrick? Both great workers. At the time, they were the best tag team. But I feel like that point in wrestling, there wasn't very many good tag teams. They were kind of meh, All right. Tinky Winky says, well, I'm going to renew my Impact Plus just in case. All right, fair enough. JJ wants to know, do I watch UFC? I have not watched UFC in many years. I think the last time I watched it, Randy Couture was still there, Chuck Liddell, Forrest Griffin. Yeah, so it's been a little bit, but I used to really enjoy UFC. Let's see. The Fiend says, yeah, TNA really judges you too much. Listen, in this life, everybody judges. I've been to so many promotions where people have judged. It is what it is, But, at the end of the day, it's my job. It's my job to convince them that I should be there. You know what I mean? It's not up to them to sign me. It's my job to make them sign me. So I got to go back and and put in the work. I got to put in the work. My name itself, just because I was like top 5 trending worldwide on YouTube, that doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I still have to prove myself. Yeah, I have a name, and that's great. People kind of know who I am. That's great. But I still have to prove myself. I have to step foot in that ring. I have to put in the work. It's time to go back and make this happen. Make it happen. Time to make change. Let's go. Let's see. Dirty Dogs of the New Day. New Day. I love Bobby Roode. I love Dolph Ziggler. As a tag team, meh. My favorite Funko Pop is still the reigning and defending champion, The Fiend. Until I get one, that I feel like beats this, you know what I mean? But I really love The Fiend. I feel like the artwork on it is really dope. Tinky Winky did not watch Raw. I don't blame you. Honestly, you didn't miss too much. Let's see, Sammy B. Matt could have been a TNA development to build his character, then later... Yeah, listen, I agree. Do I feel like Impact dropped the ball on signing me? Absolutely. Just because I believe in myself. But I obviously didn't make them see it. You know what I mean? I think that's the big thing. It's time for me to make them see it. Whether it's Impact, whether it's AEW, whether it's WWE, it's my job to convince them to go, wow, we want this guy in our promotion. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Time Traveler says, damn, you got some energy today. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. because I'm feeling hyped, man. I've been so excited to share that video with you guys for like a couple of months now. So for me to finally be able to put it all out there and to tell you guys, my plans. Sorry, it's going to be shaky for a second and my foot is stuck. To tell you guys my plans, I'm so hyped for, man. I can't wait for you guys to see what's to come because there's really cool things about to happen. Let's see. Brian Garcia says, I got a question. What would my wrestling name be? So I'm going to, I guess it would just be the cheap wrestler, Matt Rivera. Probably the cheapest wrestler in the world, Matt Rivera. Something like that. I'm going with the cheap wrestler gimmick. Like I said, I've never used it as a gimmick before. I'm a cheap person. Never actually looked to make a career out of being a cheap wrestler, but I think it's time. Let's see. How much would I have to pay for you to be in a death match? Man, why do you want me to be in a death match? Okay, I'm not a big fan of death match wrestling. I don't want staples in my head. I don't want to get smashed over the back with a light and have glass sticking out of my back looking like a porcupine. You know what I mean? So I'm not really a death match dude. And I guess if I had to give an answer to that, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Underrated Mike says, do I think Wade Barrett will return to the ring? It'd be cool to see him in the Rumble. Wouldn't that be cool? Even if it was just like a little return, that would be dope. The Fiend. Did you know 2K 2020 will be having live service updates, which means overall updates for each superstar? Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Huh. I have to see that game, man, because WWE games have been so disappointing. I mean, I enjoyed Battlegrounds, but I feel like once I finished a certain point, it was like, all right, what else can I do? You know what I mean? What is this Greek god on my screen? Where? Oh, I see him too, Posty. I see him too. All right. I look a little bit like Ricochet. I get that all the time, man. I get that all the time, that I look a little like Ricochet. London wants to know, does my mom still shave my head? No, I actually do not live with my mom anymore. I do not live with my mom. Spades. Do you have a personal trainer or you do it yourself? So as far as exercising, I do it myself. But with wrestling, no, wrestling, you need a trainer. You need to get in the ring. You need to actually see people and, practice. It's not something you could just, roll around in your living room and be like, I'm a wrestler now. You know what I mean? Do I think Sheamus should win the Rumble? All right, so here's how I feel about that, Michael. I really feel like Sheamus should have been fighting Drew McIntyre at the Rumble because I don't want to see him win it. I really don't. So I'm hoping that he just becomes the next feud that's after the Rumble, and I hope Drew McIntyre retains the title, man. I don't want to see Goldberg win. I really don't. No offense to Goldberg, but Drew McIntyre to me is killing it, and he should be champ and stay champ. That's just my opinion. Oh, Tinky Winky, I think you might have told me. Yeah, you sent me a picture, right, about the cat. Yeah. Do I agree that Undertaker versus Mankind, King of the Ring, is the greatest Hell in a Cell match in history? I'll say this. I don't know if it's the greatest in history, but it'll always be the most memorable. To me, it'll be the most infamous Hell in a Cell match in history. It'll always remain. Posty, do you think I'm not getting the PS5, Posty? I do not have the money, and even if I did, I would not spend it on a PS5. Do I want to see Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre? No, I don't. Not unless they're actually going to wrestle. Like when Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar happened. Was it at like 2 WrestleManias ago? I believe so. I thought that was great because they actually wrestled the match. I thought it was excellent. But I don't think Drew McIntyre and Goldberg are going to really wrestle a match. I think they're going to be like, spear, oh, Claymore, a spear, a second Claymore, a spear, it's over. And I don't want to see that. I really don't. Will I be allies with the New Day? Listen, New Day's cool. I would love to hang out with the New Day. That'd be dope. Underrated Mike says, do I think Tyson Kidd got ended too fast? I definitely think, yeah, man. Tyson Kidd was somebody who had a lot of potential, and it really sucked. Injuries suck, man, especially neck injuries. I would have loved to see him do more. Let's see. Time Traveler says, hold up, wait a minute. If you had the opportunity to join Retribution, yeah, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, if I actually had the opportunity to join Retribution, in a heartbeat, I'd be like, sorry, Ricochet. Now you guys have to settle for the Ricochet lookalike. All right, incredible one in the building. What's going on? So a lot of times I tend to fall behind on comments and whatnot. So if you guys really, really want me to answer your question, or you're like, man, I've been here forever, this guy's taking a long time, you can always have the super chat and super sticker option, and I will get to your question or comment right away, immediately. But otherwise, I'm just gonna kind of go down the list slowly, just kind of. So let's see. What else do we have here? Tinky Winky. Before 2020, my family had UFC parties. Oh, you slept through them? Not a fan of UFC, huh, Tinky Winky? Incredible One says, you deserve to be in the spotlight. I appreciate that, my brother. And time will tell, man. It's time to make change. Time to make change. Let's go. Linkin Park or Red Hot Chili Peppers? Listen, I got to go with Linkin Park, man. Yeah, I know Red Hot Chili Peppers are probably more legendary, but Linkin Park, for me, when I was, a young buck, no pun intended, Linkin Park was that was my thing. I love Linkin Park, especially Hybrid Theory, one of my favorite albums of all time. All right. I don't like NXT, only a small group of wrestlers. NXT has changed a lot recently, especially in the pandemic. I feel like NXT was really cool because you got so many different people from they still grab people from Impact Wrestling. They would grab people from the independent scene, and they would get the biggest stars from around the world. But now that's really changed with the pandemic. So I'm hoping that post-pandemic, when they can have fans again, maybe we'll see NXT really start to come up again. You know what I mean? Matt's really behind on the chat. Listen, that's what always happens, because I really want to give you guys all of my effort. I don't want to just skim through or give a one-word answer to things. So if you, like I said, if you guys really want me to get to your question right away, just you know what to do. You know what to do. But otherwise, I really want to take my time and answer everyone's question. Michael B says, anyone in particular you want to face when you step back in the ring? Great question, Michael B. So next week, will it be next week? Next week or the week after? Definitely this month. I will be releasing a video called my top 10 wrestlers that I would love to face in the ring. I don't know if that'll be the title or something like that, but it'll basically be me going down the list of people that I've never wrestled before or that I would like to have a rematch with. And I will let you know. There's definitely some names on there that I'm excited for. And yes, James Ellsworth will be on that list, because I feel like a lot of people are like, you should wrestle James Ellsworth. You should wrestle James Ellsworth. Absolutely, especially since he's a New Jersey-based wrestler. And I'm a New York, New Jersey-based wrestler myself. How do you sign in wrestling? I believe what you're asking me is, how do you become a wrestler? So you got to go to a wrestling school. That's really the only way. You got to go to a wrestling school. You got to put in that work. You have to grind. And then after that, it's networking. Just get better, network, and then you get more opportunities, and you'll rise up. You know what I mean? Let's see. Tinky Winky says he likes Ciampa, Grime, New Era. Okay, yeah. Everyone that you named is perfect, man. Perfect. The Fiend. I appreciate it. The Fiend says he's happy and excited for my career. So am I. So excited. Tinky Winky says CM Punk or Zack Ryder. CM Punk, if I got to pick between the two. The Fiend says death matches are freaking scary. I agree. Elias in the building. And I know I'm behind, guys, but I will do my best to catch up. You know what I mean? That's not Ricochet. That's Chris Daughtry. It's no surprise I will. I don't know the rest of that song. Happy New Year says, you know what? Yeah, man. I appreciate that, Harris. Thank you. Happy New Year to everybody here. And thank you guys so much for supporting the Cheap Wrestler and being part of the Cheap Wrestler community, man. That always means a lot to me. Who do I think is going to be the next Universal Champion? Oh, I mentioned I would like to see Alexa Bliss win the female Royal Rumble, but I think Samoa Joe winning the male Royal Rumble would be really cool, especially since he's another Samoan, but he's not part of Roman Reigns' family. So then it's kind of like, you got that tension there. All right, let's see. I know, I see people still mentioning The Fiend, and I'm like, oh, wow, that was a long time ago, but all good. Trash Lord says, have I watched Wrestle Kingdom? I have not. I've seen a couple in the past, but I have not seen the most recent one. You should react to Invisible Stan versus Invisible Man. I'll check it out. When was my last match? My last match was about 7 years ago. I know that sounds crazy, right? 7 years? I mean, maybe 6. Might have been 6 years ago. But yeah, more like 6. But that long time, man. So I definitely got to get back in the ring. It's not one of those things where I can be like, I'm in AEW now. You know what I mean? Like, I have to get back in the ring. I'll give you guys a little bit of how I see the next year playing out, if you will. So I have to get back in the ring, not only to get my training back down and get good again, but more so that I can be better than ever, and also have matches on the independent scene so I can create a reel. Now, just like acting, just like sports, you have to create a reel. If you want to pitch something to Impact, AEW, they need to see your work. Now, the last time I wrestled was a long time ago, so I don't have recent work. So I need to build a reel so I can send it to these companies and so that they can, invite the cheap wrestler on board. But I'm very, very confident that that'll happen. All right. What will be my finisher? My finisher is called the cheap shot. Cheap shot. And what it is a jumping complete shot. If you need reference, R-Truth uses that, and so does Shelton Benjamin. Tiki Wiki says, my next cat will be named Bray because of Bray Wyatt. Very dope. Whatever happened to Marcus Corvan? Huh. I don't know. I have no idea. But I like the pounce. I thought that was cool. That was cool. Trash Lord says NXT is better with fans. I agree. NXT has that kind of like that little small, intimate, independent vibe. So with fans, it's kind of part of NXT, right? To have the fans be involved. Time Traveler says, all right, Linkin Park, AC/DC, or Def Leppard. I'm got to go with Linkin Park still. Got to go with Linkin Park. It's just, that's who I grew up listening to. Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit. Elias says, yep, that's right. The cheap shot. Would I fight Bruiser Bro? Not in like a death match or anything like that. If it was a nice regular match, sure. No worry, Hero. Listen, Hero Scope, no worry. No worries. I'm just glad you're here. The Fiend says James Ellsworth would actually be a good opponent. Not the jobber WWE James, though. Okay. I see Neocortex. Yeah, I have, look at all these guys. I have so many, Christmas just passed, and a lot of people like to give me pops. I have so many pops, it's a mess on the other side of the studio right now. It's because I have to find new places to put them. I'm running out of room. If you had the opportunity, would I wrestle for Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore? Absolutely. I've had the pleasure of working a couple of shows with Tommy Dreamer. Great guy. I've wrestled a lot of people who've trained at the House of Hardcore, including the tag team The Now. If you've seen my video where I've wrestled T-Sizzle, a.k.a. Tori Fuego, he trained at House of Hardcore, so 110%. Time Traveler says, we're all excited. You know why? Because it's time to make some change. That's right, man. Time to make change. And Time Traveler, yes, I did like your Samoa Joe suggestion. Absolutely. How do I think about Kenny Omega? I love Kenny Omega's work. I think he doesn't really need to be represented with a manager in any way. He really doesn't. Like, I just feel like he needs to be solo, be his bad self, and do his thing, and then he'll be just fine. Do I think WWE retiring the legendary? Yeah, man, I liked Big Gold. Thomas wants to know about Big Gold. Yeah, man, I wish it would come back. Machiavelli says, what is the tribal thing in my background? Oh, this guy, a little tiki guy. This is kind of my little welcome. It used to light up, but the lighting was kind of crappy on it. But this is my little welcome sign for the studio. It's usually closer to the door, but that side of the studio, I got some work to do. Let me just put it that way. I've got some work to do. So my little tiki man hangs out right here. Can martial artists do wrestling? Because I'm a Taekwondo black belt because of Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, incredible one. 100%. If you have any sort of a fight experience, gymnastics, even ballet, and they always say wrestling's not ballet, but ballet is not easy, and ballet can provide you with the skills for wrestling. Same thing with like basketball. You know how many basketball players actually practice ballet? You should look into it. It's a lot. Am I excited for the Royal Rumble? I'm nervous for the Royal Rumble. That's my favorite pay-per-view of the year. Yes, even more so than WrestleMania. And I'm nervous that without fans, it's going to be weird, right? Like, imagine that, the Royal Rumble without fans, man. Michael B says, do I have a favorite sport? Football. And yes, I'm a Giants fan. Does my brother Logan want to do pro wrestling? No, no. That's actually hilarious. No, he would never. He would never. Me and my brother get along so well. We are so tight. But it's funny because we have some similar interests, but in some ways we are polar opposites. Let's see. You're from Greece. Oh man, Greece in the house. I can't even say that name because you're from Greece, but that's awesome. Welcome. One thing I love about this channel is getting people from all over the place. People like, I'm from London. I'm from Greece. I'm from India. I'm from wherever. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream, man. Tiki Wiki wanted to hit me with the Linkin Park or Limp Bizkit. Come on, man. I think I would go with Linkin Park. I love Fred Durst, but he was never a really good singer. Your opinion with the Miz and Truth? Both entertaining. You know, both good, great in the ring. I mean, the Miz is like, he's solid in the ring, but I don't think anyone's ever been like, oh my God, the Miz is amazing in the ring. But great entertainer. Both of them great entertainers. All right. Would I take? No. Listen, man. I love my Linkin Park. All right, time traveler? Is that okay with you? Thomas says, Daughtry or Nickelback? I gotta go with Daughtry, man. I like a few of their songs. Time to buy a new shelf. So Sammy B, somebody gave me an Amazon gift card for like $25 or something like that. And I actually did get a couple of shelves that I have to install at some point in time. And I'll put them up there. Maybe next time I do the live stream, I'll show you guys the new pops and the new shelving. Let's see. My opinion, Miz should cash. Ooh. Hero, you just reminded me of something. Maybe the Miz will cash in on Goldberg. Or cash in that match. That would be crazy. Elias says, I wish you can bring back your tape boots again. But nah. All right, so tape boots were one of those things that I was like, I don't know what I was thinking. That was just me being stupid. Never again. Never again with the tape boots. Factor says, you ever wrestled an AEW star before they were in AEW? No, but it's really funny that I was in a lot of promotions that Sonny Kiss was in like right after me. It was like I stopped wrestling and then he started wrestling somewhere. It's kind of weird. We just kind of missed each other. Barely, but we missed each other. Sean Donovan, who's been wrestling a long time, he just recently wrestled on AEW Dark. Same thing. When I started wrestling school, he just left the wrestling school I was in. So kind of brushed shoulders with a lot of people, but in AEW, not too many. Oh, same thing with Ortiz. Yeah, like there's a few. If you could choose any era to wrestle in, what would it be? This one. This one. Absolutely. They added... yeah, this one. That's all I'm going to say. We'll leave it at that. Jose Rivera says, am I in WWE? I am not. I am not currently in WWE, but I will restart my wrestling training this week. The Fiend says, can I do the Stone Cold again? Yes, I can. Peter Avalon, yes or no? That's a no. That's a no from me, dog. Thomas says, thoughts on JBL as a wrestler? I wasn't a huge fan of JBL, but I know, like my good friend Christian Cruz that you guys know, he loved JBL. So I guess, you know, it's all about your taste. If you're just joining, don't forget to smash that like button like it owes you money. I think to this day, I don't know if we'll ever get as many likes as we did on that one stream. It was like 65, which was crazy. 65 likes. Like, what? Bananas. Have I done the Brody workout? No, I actually don't know what the Brody workout is. Honestly, I thought the Tiki guy was part of like Crash Bandicoot. I guess, yeah, it does look like it. Aku. What do I think of the new design for the TNT? You know, I'm kind of hoping the TNT Championship looks the same. I liked it after they fixed it up. I thought it looked good. That's just my opinion. I know some people hate it, but have I ever came to the Pacific? Yeah. So I've been all around the country. Yeah, I've spent some time in California, just like spent some time in the South as well. Yeah, I forgot no fans. Oh crap, you're right. I know. Imagine that. It's like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, it's Stone Cold, and there's nobody around. You know, it's weird. Tell me, I did not just say the New York. Yes, I am a Giants fan. I'm from Massachusetts. Elias, I have actually wrestled in Massachusetts before. I'm from Poland. Oh, that's awesome. I'm doing well. How are you? Keep rolling, says Thomas Bailey. Bryant, what's up, man? Listen, live stream time. I'm just glad you're here. Enzo or Cass, definitely got to go Enzo, man. He has all that charisma. I would love to see Enzo make a return. That's just me, though. Yeah, man, I am a Linkin Park guy, man. Of course, I love me some Linkin Park. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, dude, I used to love their songs so much. Go to Mexico. I've been to Mexico once, but I've actually never wrestled in Mexico. What's going on, Dino? Harry's in the house. If Miz Cash, you want Angry Miz Girl to return? Angry Miz Girl is probably married with kids right now. What do I think of Sean Dean from AEW? Sean Dean. Who is Sean Dean? Do I not? I feel like I'm just having a brain fart moment. Thanks for the no problem. You should bring a garbage bag to the ring since you're a cheap wrestler. So, talking about like gimmicks and whatnot, I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, what am I going to do as the cheap wrestler? Like, what does that look like? And one thing I told myself was, I don't want it to be a joke. I'm not a joke. I'm not a joke. I'm not just a comedy act. I can do comedy. And yes, I would love to incorporate that into my matches, but I don't want to just be a walking shtick. I don't want to be a walking pun of a wrestler. I am a wrestler. And you will treat me as such. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I want it to be like legit. Like if you watch that vignette that I did, it's not a joke. I didn't walk around, like, here's my dirty tissues and here's my protein shake. No. I know people laugh at that and I get it. And I get why that people laughed at that, but I want them to also take me serious. So I really thought about it a lot. And I was like, I got to find that balance, the balance between both. You know what I mean? Oh, Sammy B, I hope you feel better, man. Sammy B is not feeling too well. Frugal faction down. But yeah, feel better, my brother. Hero says, if I wrestle in any era, it'd be the Attitude Era. Listen, I love the Attitude Era. I really do. I just think for me, especially being a smaller guy, I wouldn't have made it in the Attitude Era. They would have been like, how tall are you? Nah. So that's why I didn't pick the Attitude Era. You know what I mean? Damn, says the Fiend. You should be an up, up, down, down. I would love that. I would love to be an up, up, down, down. I'm sure Xavier would whip my butt in pretty much any video game, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, let's see what else do we got here. I don't watch Up, Up, Down, Down. I just don't have the time. I'm a very busy man. And honestly, and I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to try my best to keep putting out videos as often as I have the last 6 months to a year. But I'm going to be training. I'll be training 2 days this week. I'll be training often. And then I start school again, my last semester of school. So my workload is bananas. But I will do my best to make sure I still share my life on this forum. Right here. And my plan is to get you guys some video footage of me training in the ring all the way up to my return on the independent scene. Factor, I did not know that, John Cruz. No, I didn't know that. That's news to me. My favorite title in WWE, as far as look, I guess I would have to go with the IC title. But I don't really like a lot of them. Thomas says, in my opinion, who's the most underrated technical wrestler in history? Drew Gulak, for the most underrated. Drew Gulak, because he's an excellent wrestler. Do I think HBK should have beat John Cena in 2007? I don't know. I'll be honest with you, Hero. I don't know. That's so long ago. I'm not sure. If I design a belt, what would I call it? The Championship? I don't know. Matt appreciates Panera's free Wi-Fi. I appreciate free Wi-Fi anywhere. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's 2021. You gotta have free Wi-Fi if you're a business, right? Let's see, what else do we have here? My favorite WWE person. I really like Keith Lee. I want to see him step it up a little bit. I feel like recently he just seems like a tired version of himself. Like Keith Lee, I'm like, wake up, bro. Let's go. Where's the hype, man? I feel like Keith Lee looks like he's not believing in himself anymore. I feel like I can see it in his eyes and in his expression. Like he almost looks like he's starting to become a shell of himself. And I don't know why. But I feel like I see it. They need to stop bringing back old wrestlers. For example, Goldberg. That's from Bryant. I do think there's some truth in that. I really do. I do. Am I still cheap? Yes, I am still cheap. I will always be a cheap and frugal person. I've made some improvements. I have made some necessary changes in my life. But overall, I don't like to spend money. I really don't. I really, really, really don't. I feel like it's important for me to have it. I don't know why, but that's just who I am. Oh, the captain, Sean Dean. Yes, thank you. When he said the captain, I'm like, who's Sean Dean? Who's Sean Dean? Yes, he's definitely got a lot of skill, and I guess I'm curious to see a little bit more from him before I have a full opinion. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still mad about the allegations ruining Enzo Amore's career. Yeah, man. Enzo was entertaining as hell. Especially like he brought up 205 Live. What's 205 Live right now? Nothing. Come on, you need Enzo back. Thomas says numb or in the end. I gotta go with in the end. I love the little hip hop aspect of it. You know, it starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain the due time. All I know, the time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock ticks life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on. You didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. So yeah, I'm a Linkin Park fan. But wait a minute. Wait a minute, Sammy B with the super chat. Oh man, here is money for another iced tea. You see me sipping on the iced tea, man. This doesn't bother my stomach, so Pure Leaf, baby. Thank you, my brother. Happy New Year's. Thank you so much for the super chat. Sammy B is always supporting this channel, supporting me, and man, it means the world to me. An OG in the Frugal faction, and if you guys don't know what the Frugal faction is, it's actually becoming a member of this channel. So you can join this channel and you'll get exclusive stuff. Like tomorrow, we are doing our Workout Wednesdays where we just kind of do some light exercises, make sure we're in shape, and just do some chatting. We might talk. I answer some questions from the Frugal faction members. So if you want to be part of it, just go smash that join button on my channel. But much love to Sammy B, man. White Heart in the house. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else do you guys hear? I'm almost catching up, kind of. A little bit. Oh, yeah, no, I am. Mulalo in the house. What's going on, man? To be honest, you kind of seem like Mick Foley since he, Mick Foley, like, see, I don't feel like I am, like, I don't feel like it'll be like Mick Foley when I do it. You'll see. You'll see. I have some really cool ideas. So you'll have to see. Let's see. What else do we have here? What do I think 2021 is going to be like? Unfortunately, it's not like things just magically disappear, now that 2020 is over. But I'm hoping we have improvements. That's all I can really ask for. I'm just really hoping that it's better. Like, that's all. Please be better than 2020. I don't think that's asking much, right? The Giants almost made the playoffs. I know. This close. This close. I actually drank that protein shake with egg and eggshell, and it didn't taste bad. And I gained muscle. There you go. Now, a lot of people are like, you can't eat eggshell. You can't. Listen, I have one video, and if you haven't seen it yet, go on my YouTube channel. It features Arnold Schwarzenegger making his own protein shake, and he throws the whole egg in, including the eggshell. So, back off, jack off. Let's see. The Fiend says, up, down, down with you would be sick. Is Mason Ryan Batista light? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I didn't get to see him wrestle much. He wasn't in WWE very long. I would have liked to, though. Terminated says, still cheap. I will take that as a question. And I will say, always, man. I will always got to think about where my money's going. Let's see. Sammy B says, it tastes like French toast batter. Interesting. Hero says, I agreed. Yeah, man. Yeah. Exactly. I just wasn't big enough. I'm not a big enough person to have succeeded in the Attitude Era. They probably would have been like, oh, you'll be on Heat. You'll wrestle Kai and Tai. Do you guys even remember Kai and Tai? Indeed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out. Tiki Wiki says, Shawn Michaels are trips, man. That is a tough one. A lot of people like to crap on Triple H, but Triple H is one of the greatest of all time. Like, give him a microphone and he'll kill it. But same thing with Shawn, man. That's too hard to pick, man. They're both up there, and they should... Yeah, man, that's too hard to pick. That's too hard. Mulalo says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, brother. Thank you for joining the live stream. Who is my least favorite WWE champion of the last century? Great Khali. Great Khali, technically a world heavyweight champion, but Great Khali, man, he's terrible. Incredible One says Keith Lee is the next big thing. So I agree. I agree. Like I said, I feel like lately he's kind of fallen off a little bit, but I'm hoping he can get it back together. Maybe we'll see some highlights from him in the Royal Rumble. We'll see. What is the weirdest thing you own? For me, it's a golden Pokemon card. Interesting. What? Gold plated. Oh, okay. I remember those. You had like Pikachu and whatnot. I actually used to have one. Let me see. Maybe I still do. I don't know. I don't know. Is this it? Does this open? No, but I used to have one. Man, I guess I lost it. Well, that's sad. I thought this was it. I was like, open Pokemon. Go, Pikachu. All right. What else do we got here? Opinions on Raw Legend. Okay. Time Traveler. He's talking about Raw. He bullied Mark Henry in the Big Show. So the thing that makes me sad about that is I'm anticipating these legends that Randy Orton made fun of to appear in the Royal Rumble and eliminate Randy, or at least beat the crap out of him. Because he kind of challenged them. He's like, oh, you're retired now that you fought me. I sent you packing. And I'm like, I feel like these guys are going to make an appearance. Do a day in the life with a cheap wrestler. Factor. That is definitely going to be something I do within the upcoming months, for sure. Goldberg is getting freaking annoying. I know, man. I feel like it's the same thing. Like, he just comes in, he's like, I have a title shot. Why? Why do you have a title shot? Why? I'm like, is that the way it works? You just walk in and say, I get a title shot? What? Come on. Enzo was really awesome. I agree, man. I agree, Fiend. Have they ever wrestled in Oklahoma? No. Compound Pro Wrestling. Listen, when I start having my matches again in the fall, I will have to look into that. Compound Pro Wrestling. Cool. Yeah, man. I heard Dino, I heard, yeah, Big Cass had a seizure. He hasn't been doing well health-wise. So hopefully he's doing better now. Good question from Shark Slayer. What would I choose for my entrance theme? I believe you're asking me. So I am actually making my own entrance theme. So stay tuned, and you guys will hear it. You guys will hear it. Oh, okay. Tiki Wiki says, I watched 205 Live. How is it? How is it? Oh, okay. I'm too busy singing. Yeah, I was. Let's see. Dude, you got a cold, get better. Yeah, man. For real. I hope Sammy B does get better. Sammy B is an OG, man. What do I want to accomplish in 2021? By the end of this year, I want everybody. You know, let me put this down because this is a serious thing right here. By the end of this year, my goal is to make sure that everybody in the wrestling world knows exactly who the cheapest wrestler in the world is. Everybody. Every single person. Impact, WWE, AEW, every single soul. And that's my goal. Let's see. What else do we got here? Thoughts on Topher Grace's Venom. I feel like he's severely overhated. Nah, he deserves that hate. Listen, I love Topher Grace, but he should not have been picked to play Venom. Have you seen Eddie Brock? He's not some skinny dude. Like, what? They got the wrong brother to play him. What are my thoughts on AEW? I enjoy watching AEW. I really like it. And I watch both WWE and AEW. So I think both are really good shows. Let's see. Did I enjoy Raw Legends yesterday? Asked Mulalo. No, not really. Like, it was okay. But I didn't love it. All right. Where can I follow him? Oh, you mean Sammy B? Yes, you can follow him. Sammy B, if you haven't already, drop your Instagram. It's at Whiteheart, but he has X's to replace a couple of letters. So, Sammy B, if you haven't already, maybe drop it. I think a couple of people want to check you out, man. Follow you. Yes, sir. Jose Rivera, what will you do if I won the 2021 Royal Rumble? Dance, man. That's the first thing I would do. Dance. That would be my, I would have the craziest celebration. Like, I would be doing every kind of dance. I'd be doing some, you know what I mean? Can I defeat CM Punk? I mean, can anybody beat CM Punk? I mean, have you seen his work in UFC? I said it. You heard me. If Vince McMahon gave me a temporary WWE contract, would I stop being cheap? If that was the stipulation, either stop being cheap or get a WWE contract, yeah, I would stop being cheap. It would take a lot of adjustments for me. It wouldn't be easy, but I would make it happen for sure. Let's see. Elias says, I hope Jason Jordan returns to WWE. I'll be honest with you, I don't think he's going to. I mean, it would be great. I used to love American Alpha, him and Chad Gable together, but I don't think it's in the cards, man. In all fairness to Sam Raimi, Sony forced him to include Venom in Spider-Man 3 last minute. Yeah, and that was very obvious. It was very obvious that Venom was kind of just thrown in there. I think it's because they were completing the trilogy, and they didn't want to, how do you not have Venom be the end of the trilogy? But they just did a bad job, and it felt rushed. It felt like a last-minute thing. It didn't feel right. So, and to be honest, it's even Tom Hardy's Venom, I don't love. I like it better, but I don't love. So we'll see what happens. Go protein shake. I choose you. That's hilarious, Sammy. What number would I be in the Rumble? Number 31. Colby in the house. What's going on, Colby? How much money would it take for you to eat a salad with strawberries in it? Oh, man. $50. Nah, I mean, I don't know, man. Get those strawberries out of my salad, man. If someone paid you $5,000 for a hardcore Attitude Era against The Undertaker and you have to jump off the cage, yeah, absolutely. I would do it. I would do it for sure. And Topper had the personality of Eddie Brock down brilliant. Yeah, I agree. I mean, his acting was fine. I wasn't upset with his acting. I just think it was a bad casting call. It was a bad casting decision because he's nothing like Eddie Brock. Like, nothing like Eddie Brock. But the way he was acting was fine. Colby, what's going on, man? See, he says that you're sick. What's going on, Colby? Let me know. I'm sorry to hear that. Bryant says, where is my brother Logan at? Right now he's working from home. We don't live together. He lives about an hour north of me. And yeah, he's working from home. He's doing well, though. He's doing really well. Incredible One says, how's my wrestling teacher? So you're probably talking about Joel Maximo. And if you don't know Joel Maximo, he is part of the Maximo brothers. And man, he actually was part of Impact Wrestling for a little while. I believe he's doing well. I haven't seen him in a long, long time, but I've had several different trainers in several different facilities, and he's just one of like 4. But I definitely hope to end up back in his wrestling facility and do some work with him. Let's see. Jason the Phantom. Hey, Matt, if you and Ricochet were tag team partners, what name would you call yourself? It's funny. The last time we did a live stream, somebody asked me that too. And I cannot remember my answer. I think I said Trigger Happy. I think I said I would call it Trigger Happy. But I don't know. Yeah, that was my answer. Trigger Happy for sure. I enjoy watching AEW as well. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I'd rather have Gilbert as a champ than Great Khali. I think I might agree with you. I actually enjoyed the main event last night, says The Fiend. I thought the main event was good too. I was hoping it lasted a little bit longer, but Anthony says Goldberg versus Drew. Who wins? Please, Drew. Please. I'm hoping Drew. What are 3 things? Wait, there are 3 things we will have to go through in life. Death, taxes, and Ricochet will never get the push he deserves. Yeah, sometimes it seems like that, right? I feel like Ricochet, I'm like, what's going on with him? Nothing. American Alpha was an underrated NXT tag team. Agreed. I like SmackDown better than Raw. So right now I feel like the Roman Reigns storyline on SmackDown is really carrying the show. And it's doing a great job. We have about 5 minutes left in this live stream. 5 minutes. So if you guys have any questions that I have not gotten to, please don't forget you have that super chat option, super sticker option. I'll try to get as much as I can in the next 5 minutes. And if you're just joining, don't forget to smash that like button like it owes you money. Alex says, I really like AEW for one reason, and that is Goldberg not showing up. Well, damn. Alex, tell me how you really feel. Elias says, no, I don't know what that is. Dang, No, I don't know what that is. Colby says, I'm sorry to hear that, Colby. Do you take medication? Is it something that you have under control? Let me know. But I know a lot of people who suffer from epilepsy, and it could be tough. So I hope it's something that you have under control. I hope it's something that is not too bad and doesn't hinder your life too much, man. For real. Benjamin in the house. What's going on? What's up, Benjamin? Dino says, since you are the cheap wrestler, what's the best cheap food to get? Ooh, okay, it's terrible for you, but I have a soft spot for McDonald's. I really do. Also for Spam. I love Spam. I don't care what anybody says. I love Spam. I love Vienna sausages, so I'm going to go with that. Baby Yoda or the Green Power Ranger? Right now, ooh, it's a tough question. I guess right now, Baby Yoda, but respect to the Power Rangers, When will I be returning to the ring? So, Anthony, I was talking about that a little bit earlier. What's going to happen is I'm starting to train this week. I'm going back to training this week, so I'm really excited about that. And by the fall, I expect to have my return match. Alex says, who, in my opinion, were the top 3 wrestlers of 2020? Ooh, for sure, Drew McIntyre. I feel mixed on Roman Reigns just because he wasn't there for the majority of this past year. You know what I mean? So, it's hard for me to say he's one of the top. But I would go with Drew McIntyre. I'm going to say Keith Lee because he really shined. And I'm going to say Jey Uso. At least just going by WWE. To me, those guys put in so much work and really changed the perspective of themselves, by the audience. Incredible One says, what type of content do I like? So let me ask you this. Do you mean like YouTube content? And do you mean what kind of content do I like to create? Or do I like to watch? So let me know what you mean, and I will answer that, hopefully. If I was the chairman of wrestling, I will make you the cheapest champion. Yeah! But the highest paid. Yeah! I like that, Jason. I like the way you think. Did I hear about Gilbert's heart attack? No. No, I didn't. Shoot, I hope he gets well soon. I had no idea. Drew better beat Oldberg. I know. I agree. I'm surprised people here listen to me. Seems like real. Yeah, man. I'm glad that Sammy B's he's a real one. He's a real one. I've had epilepsy for 8 years. Wow. Sounds like something obviously you've been dealing with for a long time. Hopefully, like I said, I hope you're on medication. I hope it's something that you have under control and it doesn't hinder your life too much, man. But I'm definitely sorry to hear that, for real. Ever heard of GTS wrestling? I feel like people ask me that a lot. Yes. So GTS wrestling is something that I will reach out to once I feel like I've got my footing back in the ring. Fried Spam. That's right, Jason. Fried Spam. Would I rather be in AEW or WWE? So I'll be honest with you guys. That's a good question, Incredible One. I wouldn't say it's a matter of what I'd rather, because then I would always choose WWE. WWE is the top. Why would I want to be in something that's not the top? But as far as goals go, I got this pain in my neck right here. I think I'm shooting for AEW. I'll be transparent here. I'm shooting for AEW. AEW Dark is something I have my eyes on, that I've had my eyes on for a little while, and I think it's not an unobtainable goal. I really feel like I can have some success there, and yeah. So that's kind of something that I have my eyes on. Tiki Wiki says, I love Spam too. Dude, McDonald's is freaking rules. I don't care if it's bad for you. It's delicious. I know. But it's so bad for you. Let's see. Let's see how much. All right. We don't have too much left here. So I'm going to try to maybe answer a few more questions before we go. All right. Let's see here. I haven't listened to the Eminem's new album. What is it called? I believe it's side B of Music to Be Murdered By, right? I actually haven't heard that one yet. I heard the first one, but I haven't heard the second. Anthony says, what promotion am I in? So as far as training goes, I'll be training at a few different places, but I don't have a home yet. I don't have a home, and I don't know if I ever will have a home promotion. Alan says, do I think the Hurt business is going to split up? I hope not. Hurt business, they're killing it. I hope they don't split up. Incredible One says YouTube content. So funny thing, before I started my own channel, I never watched YouTube content. Like, I have a good friend, Billy Kushner, who he watches YouTubers all the time. I never used to. Like, I never saw myself as being someone who would be a YouTuber. This wasn't something that I concocted or that I've been really thinking about or something that I've been wanting to do. It was something that I was just like, you know what? Let's give it a whirl. And it ended up really working out. So I'm glad for that. But yeah, I really don't watch YouTube. Like, I really don't watch YouTubers like that. I don't. And it's just something that I'm glad worked out for me. I think I started to a little bit more since I do it myself now. So I'm like, oh, what do other people do? But I really like, I don't really watch anything on YouTube. Crazy, right? Crazy. Brian says, am I excited to take a bump? I am. Look, in a weird, freaky way. Yeah, I'm like, I know it sounds weird, but I kind of am excited to hit that mat again for the first time in a long time, and I guess just see what happens. Let's see. One day I want to create you in a WWE game, says Elias. Yeah, I would love to see that. If you do, definitely send me a picture. I'd love to see. Do I enjoy making content or wrestling? Both. Both. And it will continue to be both. Mr. Mercado says, how rich am I? Not that rich, my brother. Not that rich at all. Would I ever team up with Zach? I believe you mean Gowan, the wrestler with one leg. Of course I would. Of course I would. I love me some McDonald's nuggets. I hear you. I hear that, man. I hear that. What is my least favorite brand in WWE? 205 Live or main event? Thoughts on Raven as a wrestler? I thought he was a decent wrestler. Probably a little bit more of a personality, but I enjoyed Raven back in the day. What does it take to become a pro wrestler? It takes a lot of heart. A lot of heart, because it's a tough business. It's a tough business, and if you're soft, it'll chew you up. Even I struggle with that sometimes because I'm a really nice guy. At least I think I'm a really nice guy. And sometimes there's a lot of people in the wrestling business who are not nice people. And that's just the truth of it. Let's see. All right, guys, I'm going to answer maybe 2 more questions, and then we're going to wrap up this live stream. Let's see what we have here. Brian says, who's the most underrated tag team? I would have went with American Alpha. They should have had more success than they did. And okay, I'm going to say this. Iconics, entertaining, so entertaining. Why would you break them up when they have that much entertainment in one team? Elias says, when I first saw you on Extreme Cheapskates, you thought I looked great. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Let's see. Alex says, what's my favorite Funko Pop? The Fiend. The Fiend. Sam Raimi is directing Doctor Strange 2. Am I excited? I'm always excited for new Marvel movies. I'm definitely a big comic book geek, so absolutely. I would download you in a game if he made you. Yeah, that'd be dope, right? I would love to see that. Let's see. Nice, Raven. You got AEW's authentically scaled ring for Christmas. Dope. That sounds like a dope gift. Dream match, Brody Lee versus Kenny Omega. I don't think it happened before. I don't think it's happened either. Yeah. Let's see. One more question. If you want one mode in a WWE game, what it would be? I just a really well put together My Career mode. That's really it. Like, it just needs to be really well done, not boring. Like, I thought I enjoyed playing the Battlegrounds one with you guys, but if it was just me playing by myself, I don't know if I would have enjoyed it as much. Do you like DC? I choose Marvel. Listen, if I have to choose between Marvel and DC, I'm going Marvel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap up this live stream. The last question from JJ is rather 1 million subs or $1 million, and I'm going to say, $1 million. Oh, I don't know, $1 million, I guess, because then hopefully I can work to get 1 million subs a little bit easier. You know what I mean? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am the cheapest wrestler in the world, and thank you so much for joining me on the live stream. If you did a super chat, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys real soon. Peace!